Okay, hello everyone. My name is Kara Westfall, and I'm an assistant director in the Office of Student Life overseeing service opportunities. And today we're going to be talking with our agencies who focus on hunger and homelessness. Before we get a chance to talk with our agencies, I'm going to share with you all some general information about GivePulse, how to sign up for opportunities, and how to add your hours into the system. So give me one moment as I go ahead and get my screen shared with you. Okay, so to find Give Pulse, you are going to go to the Ball State website and search Office of Student Life. From there, you'll select Visit Give Pulse. It will bring you to this screen where you'll click up at the top right-hand side, Log In. You're going to use your Ball State username and your Ball State password to get logged into our system. At that point, you can come down here and you can search in this events section. So you can search for coordinated programs or independent. You can search for virtual or in person. You can search keywords or the name of a specific agency. Any of those options will work. For this example, I have searched Beneficence Family Scholars, and you're going to see they have a couple of opportunities here for you to get involved with. In this example, I'm selected the first option, and it is going to bring me to this page. So here you're going to learn more about the opportunity that is listed, and if this sounds like something you're interested in doing, you'll click the green register button. Second. Okay, with this green register button, it's going to bring you to your registration page. In this kind of gold box, you're going to find information about that's required. So there's no background check and some just general information about the site. You're going to want to make sure you're reading the platform agreements and the waivers. You're going to sign off on them and click continue. That gets you registered for the program. Now, if it is time for you to add your impacts, you're going to want to come back to this home screen. You're going to click the green Add Impact button, which will bring you to this page. In this example, I have searched for Muncie Mission. So you're going to click on the agency that you did the service with, and it'll bring you to your Add Impact page. It's going to ask you, did you attend a specific event or volunteer opportunity? They have a lot of opportunities with us. So you can select, that's for Walk a Mile. Let's just do this opportunity right here. So packing hygiene kits. You would list the specific date, the amount of hours that you completed. You can rate your experience and write a review if you'd like. And then if you're involved in a sorority or a fraternity, or you live in the residence halls, we'd encourage you to go ahead and type in the information down here. That's going to allow you to share it with them. They really want to know the hours you're doing as well. And so that way it'll pop up on their side, and you can click the green Add Impact button. Some general information. If you have questions at any point, please write them down. Our agencies are going to each be presenting for a maximum of 5 minutes. And then at the very end, if you have questions about GivePulse or for an agency or just a general question, you can ask that at the end. There'll be plenty of time. Once you go ahead and get signed up for an opportunity, number one, it's really important you get signed up because these agencies, especially if they're in-person opportunities, have very limited numbers of opportunities because of COVID. They can't have tons and tons and tons of students like they have in the past. And so signing up in Give Pulse is you reserving your spot and you saying, yes, I'm going to be there. I want that spot. And then no one else can sign up for that one spot. It takes a spot away. So make sure you're getting signed up. Secondly, make sure that you're reaching out to these agencies. All of these amazing people on this call today do a lot of things beyond just working with volunteers. They wear a lot of different hats in their agency. So please be aware that once you sign up, you need to be reaching out to them and trying to connect with them. If you have any issues connecting with an agency, make sure that you're emailing and calling. Give them more than a day to respond. And you can always reach out to SVS if you're having some challenges, and we'll be more than happy to try to contact them. But just know that the first question I'm going to ask you is have you emailed them and have you called them? If no, then it's going to fall back on you to go ahead and take that step. I will put SVS's contact information in here. So if everything makes complete sense to you today and you go tonight to log in and sign up for an opportunity and you're having challenges and issues, send us an email. We'll be more than happy to help you. Myself and the 3 grads in our area, we oversee the email and we check up Monday through Friday during regular work hours. And so it is monitored on a regular basis. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our first agency, and that's going to be A Better Way with Tony.
Hi, thank you so much, Kara, for the introduction. I appreciate it. So, I'm Tony Bond, and I am the volunteer coordinator at A Better Way Services. And I am so excited for this opportunity to talk to all of you who might be interested in volunteering at our agency. Just to give you a little overview of A Better Way Services, we're and kind of known for a long time to be a safe shelter in Delaware County, providing shelter for victims of domestic violence, men or women. We also have a rape crisis center. We have a SART team, a sexual assault response team that receives specific training to go out to the hospital or meet someone at a police station, perhaps, to talk with them about their sexual assault. We did offer support groups on a regular basis to both residential and non residential clients. That's been put on hold right now because of the COVID situation, but we hope to start those up again sometime really soon. We do offer our crisis hotline just for someone, if they're experiencing some sort of a crisis, a mental health issue, if they just need someone to talk to, if they're in a domestic violence situation, they can call our crisis hotline. We also serve 37 counties in Indiana with our suicide hotline, and we are partnered with the National Suicide Hotline Prevention, and we are doing that. And along with that, we just added chat services with the National Suicide Hotline. So that's actually all over the United States. So anyone who wants to connect to someone through our chat, they can connect with one of our volunteer or staff chatters. Um, we do have children's programs as well. We offer legal advocacy, transitional housing, and then we do give community presentations. So I wanted just to kind of give a little overview of A Better Way. For volunteers in particular, we have usually 3 different areas that we need volunteers, and that's usually direct service, which is working in the shelter doing all kinds of activities with clients, with children. We do have our children's program volunteers. And again, that kind of coincides with the support group. So that's on hold right now until we can get the COVID thing kind of taken care of. And then we also have what's called indirect service volunteers. And those who will be volunteering through SVS, through this program, will be primarily doing our indirect service volunteer opportunities. And that can be anything from clerical work, doing some things outdoors, cleaning up the play area, cleaning up the outdoor or indoor play area, checking in some of our donations, our food donations, our clothing donations, and really just kind of helping staff out. If we have a client who moves out and a room needs to be cleaned, we might ask a volunteer to help with that. So we will be offering the indirect service opportunities to those who wish to volunteer through SVS. And I will put my information in a little bit later towards the end. I'll put my contact information in. We have a lot of different policies and so forth. If someone has some questions, they're welcome to reach out to me. And we do require that all interested volunteers fill out an online volunteer application. So I will put all that information in the chat box here when we get ready to end the session. So thank you, Kara.
Thank you. And you brought up a great point. In previous sessions, many of our students have requested that agencies put in the chat the name of their agency, their name, and the contact information or a website, something of that nature. So agencies, if you have an opportunity after you present, please go ahead and include that information so the students can see it and go ahead and take note of it. That information is also available in Give Pulse, but it'll be really easy for you to take down here in the chat. So great. Thank you, Tony. Next, we're going to have the Beneficence Family Scholars with Michelle.
Hi, thanks for joining us today. We are Beneficence Family Scholars, and our mission is to help single parents complete higher education, whether that's college, trade school, high school, or some sort of training program. And the really fun thing about working with single parents is that you also get to work with their kids and their teenagers. So there are a lot of different opportunities to connect with people of all ages. We have a lot of opportunities to contribute to programs. We have some in-person volunteering opportunities on Saturdays. We also have some opportunities to help with virtual programs if you want to teach a class or read a book or do a kids activity or do some tutoring or things like that. We have some opportunities to do those as well. And we also have a lot of behind the scenes work if you're interested in learning more about marketing and fundraising or grant writing. If you have any interest in working with a nonprofit setting further down the line, we have a lot of learning opportunities and teams that you can join. We're very flexible as far as volunteer hours, and a lot of the work is independent. If you aren't available to come to meetings or to collaborate with other people, you can complete assignments on your own time. But we do have a lot of opportunities. I'll put my name and information in the chat, and hopefully you can work with us this semester.
Thank you. Next, we're going to have Bridges Community Services Incorporated. Kyra.
Okay, I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint really quick. Maybe. Every time. Can you guys see it? There.
No, we can't.
Okay. Well, I don't know why it's not working. It worked the last time. So I'll just not use it this time. So I am Kyra Knatzer with Bridges Community Services. What we do is we serve individuals who are experiencing homelessness, and we help them find places to go. So we are the first stop in. We are the ones that people come to get into shelters like the Muncie Mission, Christian Ministries, A Better Way, the YWCA. Of course, there are some extenuating circumstances to where we're not the middleman and they go directly there, but the idea is for us to be that stop. We also have little tiny homes behind our building that people get to stay in, and they are literal tiny homes. I put pictures on my PowerPoint that now I can't share, but we have those behind that we serve. And then we also have our hub, which is where we really need the volunteers. What that is we have showering for clients who are do not have a home or do not have running water. We have laundry services. And then we have hot coffee, computers, access to a phone, and we are housing advocates for them. So as housing advocates, we believe that people deserve to have a home. We are a house first organization, meaning that we believe people, once they have a home, then they can reach other goals such as medical care, jobs, things along those lines. So we don't require anything of the individuals that come in before we try to find them homes to live in. So I will put in all my information. And again, if anyone is interested, we do have in-person contact still. We have not shut down this entire pandemic. We've still been serving these individuals. So if you are interested in working directly with that population, we would love to have you here.
Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Inside Out from Angelica.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Angelica, and I am the volunteer coordinator for Inside Out. And I'm going to get my PowerPoint up here, I think. All right, I think we should be good to go. So a little bit about Inside Out and what we do. We provide meals and snacks to children at after-school programs. And then since the beginning of the pandemic, we've also been providing meals that are hot and boxed and ready to go directly to community members that are food insecure as well. Why do we do that? Well, a lot of kids eat lunch at about 11 o'clock, and they go to after school programs and they don't get picked up till 5. And that's a really long time for a person to be hungry. And based on this condition of our community right now, some of those kids don't have an opportunity to receive a meal even then. So we are making sure that while they're at their after school program or while they are going home to parents, they have the opportunity to get a hot, fresh meal each day. So what do our volunteers do? We're glorified lunch ladies. We're going to prep the food and package it and get it ready to go. And every day can be an adventure. What we get in changes based on what is available. So there are days when we get 150 pounds of papaya, and we might get to cut and prep papaya or wash and cook kale. It's always something different. It takes a lot of hands to make those meals and to make that food fresh and hot and healthy. So when you are working with us, I can guarantee you are changing the lives of hundreds of kids and community members as well. So here are some pieces of information you might like to know. Where are we located? We are at 300 North Madison Street. That's about 7 minutes from campus. The Ball State bus does not come to our building, but the city bus does. We also allow you to come through independent transportation. I had a group of kids last year that carpooled together. So if you're interested in coming and can coordinate that with someone else in your class, that's a way you can come as well. When are we in session? We do Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 3:30. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 1 to 3, and Saturday from 2:30 to 5. And while we were chatting here, we're coming pretty close up onto serving time. So if you saw me waving at people, the people come by the window when they're prepping to get their meal, and my community members are coming by to say hi. When you come to visit us, please make sure you wear closed-toed shoes, practical clothing. If it's cute and you don't want to get food on it, don't wear it here. And then a hair restraint that includes a hair tie and a hat. If you don't bring a hat, I will give you a really good looking hairnet to wear. Things to bring with you. We require that you bring ID, and then we also request that you bring a smile, but if you forget yours, we'll share. How do you sign up to volunteer with us? Register through SVS for either coordinated or independent program opportunity. Complete a volunteer application that there's a link to there, or I will send to you, and then you can schedule your visits with me. If you have any questions about anything involved with our program, I set up the instructions, I do all of the volunteer coordination. I have no problem with you contacting me to ask any and all questions. So that's my contact information right there. There we are. Some things that I often get asked, do I need experience? Nope. If you have no food experience, I can teach you how to cook. I'm pretty good at it. And it's a really fun skill to have. Can I bring extra people, and can I just come whenever? You have to schedule because we have a cap on how many people we can have in our kitchen per COVID restrictions. So please make sure that you schedule all of your visits if you have those. That's all I have for you. If you have further questions, you'll find my contact information in the chat box.
Thank you so much. Okay, next we're going to have Muncie Habitat for Humanity. Kristen? I saw her on here earlier, but I'm not seeing her right now. So we will come back to her here in just a little bit. So we will move on to Muncie Mission. Shannon?
Hello. Let me get everything going here. Oh, sorry. I'm just getting ready to share my screen, so hold on a second. Start the slideshow. Come on. Okay, there we go. Is it on now? All right. Okay, so I'm Shannon Bryan with the Muncie Mission. We have been in East Central Indiana, Indiana for 90 years. We had our 90th anniversary back in October of this past year. The mission provides immediate and long-term compassionate rescue services to the poor and the needy in East Central Indiana. And we cannot do that without many, many volunteers. And we do appreciate our Ball State volunteers immensely. We serve men, women, and families and children. So we serve everyone. Primarily at our Muncie site, we do have 30-day emergency shelter. We have addiction recovery, which can range from 12 to 18 months or longer. It's fairly fluid. And then from addiction recovery, our men can go into transitional housing, which is one of our newer programs. It's really has been a great benefit for those who've gone through our recovery program. We do serve women and primarily in Alexandria through our home Beauty for Ashes, where we have a 5-bed home for women coming out of either a prison situation or addiction recovery program. And we can accommodate children there. And we have had interns work in that program, interns that are more in social services and things like that. So that is a possibility for students if they're thinking more long-term or with their coursework. And at our Muncie site, we serve families through our family services program. And then the community at large, including families and anyone, can stop in Monday through Friday at 12:30 to pick up a meal. And so these are all opportunities that students can serve in. Our food pantry operates on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we do vouchers, utility assistance, and housing supplies. And clothing as well. So students and volunteers can be involved in all of those opportunities. And very specific, we also have the New Life Center where we recycle paper, metals, and cardboard. And so that's a lot of sorting, and that's another opportunity for students to work. And then the attic window stores. We do have students that come in and serve on the weekends, just kind of merchandising and helping dust and clean and tending to customers. So we have 5 stores. 2 of them are here in Muncie, one by the mall and one on the south side off of Memorial where our residential campus is. So again, I said in the past, we love Ball State students. In 2019, you gave over 7,000 hours of service. And I will say that I looked at our 2020 hours during COVID, and they were pretty darn good too. So Ball State students and our volunteers in this community really kept up the volunteering, socially distanced, masked, and all of that. But we really did not suffer, and we're really from that, and we're really grateful for that. So in 2019, a quarter of our volunteers were Ball State students. So again, we love and appreciate them. And that's a picture of the students working in the clothing room pre-COVID, obviously. This is some of our graduates, and you can see we had a pretty good class. This was 2019 as well, and all of these men are back in the community working and doing well. So serving and helping at the mission indirectly helps just help better the lives of these men. I am Shannon again, Community Engagement Coordinator. That's my extension, email, and then I stuck our website on there as well. And I think I mentioned this morning, I just took a different track in putting all of our opportunities on SVS website, the Give Pulse website. So it does look like we have tons of opportunities, and we do. And I'm really appreciate the students that check in there and check with me. We do have a registration in addition to Give Pulse, and once you check in through Give Pulse, I will send that out to you. We have some set hours where we really need at a certain times for serving meals, serving the community and whatnot. But we also have some flexible opportunities and can work around your schedule. So I really, again, I can't say enough about how I appreciate students, and thank you for the opportunity of talking.
Thank you so much. We are going to go back to Muncie Habitat for Humanity. Kristen is on the call. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the opportunity to talk. Kristen, let me know if you need me to pull up your PowerPoint for you.
Yes, I hope that it will work this time. We have had issues with our connection here at the office today, so I appreciate your help. Right now it's saying I cannot share my screen, so if it's easier for you to do that, Kara, either way.
Okay, there you go. I had made you a co-host, but I think you had
Okay.
logged off and got back in. So here, there, you should have capabilities now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Well, as Kara said, my name is Kristen Freehill. I'm the volunteer coordinator for Muncie Habitat for Humanity. We do have several volunteer opportunities for students. We were so tremendously grateful for Fall State and the turnout that we had of student volunteers in the fall semester. And we're looking forward to having student volunteers back with us in the spring semester. First and foremost, a lot of students look forward to participating in our construction home build site. That is an open opportunity, typically on Fridays and Saturdays. But because of COVID-19, as Kara mentioned earlier, we are unfortunately restricting our group sizes, which does make it a bit more difficult to accommodate some of those larger groups. But I would ask that you please not let that dissuade you, because if you do have a big group, I'll be happy to work with you on how we can accommodate you. We could talk about multiple build days, a split shift, different things along those lines so that we can accommodate as many in your group as possible. And on the alternate side of that, if you don't have a group and it's just you, that's perfectly fine too. Please reach out. I'd be happy to pair you with some other individual student volunteers so that you can still come out and participate in one of those group builds and hopefully have an opportunity to meet some new people while you're at it. So those construction build days typically run about 8:45 a.m. till 3 p.m. Because you are committing to a full day with us, we do provide lunch for all of our volunteers. And we just ask that you be prepared to wear a mask throughout your workday, closed-toe shoes, and work-appropriate clothing. We also have volunteer opportunities at our Restore. This has been a really great opportunity for students because it is a very flexible walk-in opportunity. You can come in, for an hour between classes if you'd like. I know that there were several students that appreciated that opportunity in the fall semester. If they had to meet so many hours for a class, they were able to do that between their classes and between their work schedules. So we would love to have you, be it for an hour or be it for a day, at our Restore. We are open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Most Restore volunteers are going to help with merchandising, stocking, cleaning off items that are brought in for donation, just general store upkeep. We do ask in that environment as well that you wear closed-toe shoes, masks, and work-appropriate clothing. And I would just like to mention, for anyone who's not very familiar with the Restore, all of the operations there help us with our mission here in the community. So the items sold at the Restore fund directly what we're doing in home builds and home rehabilitation. So although you're not spending a day building a home, you are enabling us to do so by spending time at the Restore. This semester, we're exploring a new option with students. This is going to be a bit of an assistant, intern, apprentice for our construction site supervisors. We found that, especially in our busier summer seasons when we're doing some of the heavy construction like pictured there with the trusses, that our site supervisors could really use a dedicated volunteer who's excited for an opportunity to get some hands-on construction experience. So this person would help with tool and supply setup. They'd get to know our site supervisors and how construction runs at our build sites, and assist with managing those larger groups. So this could be a Friday and Saturday opportunity, and it could be ongoing throughout spring, summer, and fall. And lastly, we did add a virtual volunteer opportunity for those who are maybe hesitant to come volunteer in person with us. We are looking for someone with logo or graphic design experience. This could be a one-time project or an ongoing project, depending on the student's interests and needs. We have multiple events throughout the year where we have specially designed logos and t-shirts. Pictured here is our Women Build 2020 shirt. Women Build is a special event that we host every fall. This summer, we're hosting a faith build, and typically when we're not dealing with COVID, we host a group called the Caravanners who travel the US in RVs building habitat homes. So that's just a few examples of the times that we might have a special logo designed or a special t-shirt designed, and this volunteer would help us in recognizing those special volunteers and community members. Here I have my information, and I will drop it in the chat as well. You can also visit munseyhabitat.org for more information about volunteering and signing up. I have all of these opportunities listed on GivePulse, and that worked really well for us last semester. So please feel free to contact in any of those ways. And thank you all so much for taking the time to hear about Muncie Habitat today.
Thank you, Kristen. Okay, and our last agency that's going to share with us today is going to be Second Harvest Food Bank. It'll be Kelly. So Kristen, if you can stop sharing, that way Kelly will be able to. Here we go. Thank you. Okay, Kelly, take it away. You are muted.
Okay, how about now?
You're good.
Fantastic. All right, so thank you so much for having me. My name is Kelly Arrowwood. I'm the volunteer coordinator for Second Harvest Food Bank. We serve 8 neighboring counties here in East Central Indiana. There are 11 food banks total. We serve all 92 counties, or there's a food bank that serves all 92 counties. Not all food banks are members of Feeding America, but we are. One of the benefits of being a Feeding America member is access to their data collection and annual reports, like Map the Meal Gap. Feeding America estimates that there are 17,500 people here that are food insecure in Delaware County. Another advantage of being a member of Feeding America is that we are able to order with their distribution hub, which allows us to purchase approximately 4 meals with $1. In 2019, we had around 4,000 volunteers who donated around 27,000 hours. Our volunteers helped us distribute 8 million pounds to the 8 counties we serve. In 2020, we did 14 million pounds with a lot fewer volunteers. So the National Guard did step in and help us make up for some of those volunteer hours that we weren't able to have folks serving with us like we normally would. And also the EMA in all of the 8 counties that we served were involved as well. Here is kind of the pounds that we were able to distribute in those months. And you can see here that our volunteer numbers dropped when we had to say no volunteers. And then here comes in the National Guard filling in that space, but the National Guard is gone now. So we need members of the community to help us continue to get the resources out while we're strained from COVID. The volunteers help us do everything from folding flyers, the resource flyers that we hand out at the tailgates, to loading senior sites and schools, packing bags, cleaning, just everything that we do, volunteers come and help us do that. Here's a slide of one of our tailgates. This is the Madison County tailgate, and you'll see that there's not quite 400 cars sitting here, but Madison County typically had anywhere from 400 to 700 cars. That's 1,200 families on up. And it takes about 20 volunteers to run a tailgate successfully. Volunteer activities include things like directing traffic, passing out food, handing out flyers, and sometimes just talking to somebody for just a moment and listening to their story. It's really important. So that's the kind of direct service that you might do at a tailgate. Indirect service is here in the warehouse, the distribution center, packing those bags that go out to the school sites and the senior sites. There is something for everyone. So even if you have limited mobility, we can find something for you to do. We need you Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Here in the distribution center. And then tailgates are typically happening from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30, Tuesday through Friday. So, and there is one at the Muncie Mall. So you can ride a bus to that one if you don't want to carpool to Grant County. So thank you so much. My contact information will be in the comments.
Thank you. Okay, so we have heard from all of our agencies. What we'll do at this point is we will give about 5 minutes for our any students who have any questions about Give Pulse, about any of the agencies. Please feel free to just unmute yourself or go ahead and type in your question in the chat. We'll be happy to answer those questions for you. If you don't have any questions and you feel like you're good to go, then thank you for being here. We really appreciate our agency's time. We appreciate your time as students. Thank you for many of you putting your video on, and we really appreciate getting to see you and interact with you. So thank you. We noticed and we appreciate it. Okay, so I will leave it up at this point. If you have questions, fire away.
So I have a question. So I am the community service chair for my sorority, and I know that the Habitat for Humanity said that they had like 6 to 10 people for a larger gathering. Do any of the other organizations have any maybe smaller around those numbers, any opportunities like that that maybe a few of my sorority sisters could do?
We can take, at Second Harvest Food Bank, we can take up to 30 people. So as long as there's some space on Give Pulse, you are welcome to sign up as few or as many as you want to.
Okay, amazing.
Bridges is the same way. We can't take 30. We can take about 12 max, I think is what our square footage will allow. And then I'm going to be in contact with you probably because we have a fundraiser coming up that we are targeting specifically sororities and fraternities. So I'd love to get that information from you.
Yeah, I'll send it in the chat for you.
And I would say at the mission, we have done larger groups during this time. Of course, we have a lot of outdoor facility space, and we've done up to 30 spread out throughout our campus. But that is usually done as a very specially arranged thing. Sororities and fraternities have come on the weekends and done volunteering in our warehouse, and we can only really take up to 8 to 10 on the weekends. So it's possible. It just would have to be arranged specially.
Okay, thank you.
And Morgan, I know we had tried, sorry.
No, you go.
Okay, thank you. I know we had tried to coordinate a day for your group in November, and that was really when we had to start watching those numbers because as we moved indoors, it just became a matter of safety for trying to fit a larger group in a house. So over the summer, as we, approach the warmer months, we move our work outdoors, we could accommodate a larger group. And we also have some special one-time annual events coming up in May and July that would target some of those bigger groups. So if that timing works for you and it's something you would be interested in, that would be a really great fit for your group size.
Yeah, of course.
And this is Tony Bond with A Better Way Services, and I'm going to just kind of echo what my colleagues are saying. Because of COVID restrictions, the larger groups, we're kind of limiting that right now for indoors. But we do have plenty of activities, Morgan, like outdoors, when it gets, late spring, summertime, early fall. So definitely, we've worked with like everyone here, we worked with sororities and fraternities for years, and it's just a weird year with COVID. But we would love to work with you, as it gets a little bit warmer, and we can do some outdoor activities too. And I sent you a direct message with my contact information. So
yeah, I saw it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a great question. Thank you. And just any of our agencies, if you do have any one-time events that you're needing larger numbers for, we still encourage you to complete that form for us, and we'll get that posted on Give Pulse so that way the students can log their hours more easily. Do you have any other questions? We'll stay on here for a few more minutes if anyone has any questions. If not, again, we appreciate you being here and being so engaging. And hope you have a great start to the semester.